We would like to begin the presentation of Professor Fujimoto's seminar course. Do you know what happened on November 6th? It was the day that Barack Obama was re-elected as President of the United States. Our seminar course has focused its research on American foreign policy, and today we would like to speak to you about the foreign policy plans of President Obama. Obama's second-term administration continues to focus on the Asia-Pacific region. Thus, we can suspect that the U.S. military bases in Okinawa will be essential to the administration. On one hand, Okinawans demanded that the U.S. government reduce the burden that these bases place upon Okinawa, but these demands have not yet been recognized. Furthermore, we found that the American young people don't actually know very much about the base problem in Okinawa. Don't you think America's future leaders should know about their own government's foreign policy? If the future policymakers are not informed, then Okinawa's situation will not change. We want to share with you what we can do to change this situation.
Chapter 1. The Obama administration withdraws from Afghanistan. Do you know the connection between Okinawa and Afghanistan? The Okinawa-Afghanistan relationship. In October of 2001, right after the 9/11, the U.S. started the air assault on Afghanistan. Where were the U.S. troops that were sent into Afghanistan from? 500 U.S. troops and a unit of Marines sent into Afghanistan was from Kaneda Air Base in Okinawa. In short, Japan was involved in Afghanistan war. Why did Washington choose Okinawa as the dispatching base out of its 151 bases around the world? First, the location of Okinawa is important to the U.S. government's strategy. Diego Garcia Island in the Indian Ocean was the most heavily used U.S. base in Afghanistan war. The bases in Okinawa are the most well-equipped bases among the Pacific Ocean and gave commands to troops in Diego Garcia. Second is the hosting government grants financial help to the U.S. military in the country. Japan includes this cost in its budget, as many people know. Japanese government pays 80% of the military cost to maintain the U.S. base and troops. Therefore, by stationing its bases in Okinawa, it saves the American military money. U.S. bases in Okinawa constitute 75% of all the U.S. military bases in Japan. President Obama's decision, the full withdrawal from Afghanistan. Obama's inauguration as the U.S. President in 2008 has brought a turning point in Afghanistan war in which Japan also had a hand. Obama administration pursues policies of phased withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan. In the NATO meeting, Obama gave details about his policy for exiting Afghanistan this May. Currently, there are two types of troops that are dispatched to Afghanistan. One is an international force which is set up by the member states of NATO. This force involved directly with the war in Afghanistan. The other is a security force which is not involved with the war directly, but it involves with the maintenance of security and training in Afghanistan. The strategy outlines the withdrawal of international force by the end of 2014, but a part of U.S. security force will remain in Afghanistan after 2015. But at the third presidential debate, President Obama said, "We're now in a position where we can transition out because there's no reason why Americans should die when Afghans are perfectly capable of defending their own country." This means the full withdrawal of U.S. troops until the end of 2014. But the importance of Okinawa base will never change even after U.S. troops had withdrawn from Afghanistan. We are going to verify the reason in the second chapter.
Chapter 2. Change. Shifting American foreign policy from the Middle East to the Asia-Pacific. Obama's Asia-Pacific strategy. The Obama administration holds the Asia-Pacific strategy as its primary foreign policy focus, and having shifted it from the Middle East to the Asia-Pacific region. As President Obama stated in the third presidential debate on October 22, 2012, China is a potential partner in the international community if it's following the laws. We can see that the White House attached importance to China in the economical and political aspects in Asia-Pacific. U.S. military bases in Okinawa in the light of Asia-Pacific strategy. President Obama's statement, if China is following the rules, implies that Washington feels the threat of expanding Chinese military power in the Asia-Pacific region. Joseph S. Nye Jr., former Assistant Secretary of Defense for International Security Affairs, stated, in relation to the Chinese threat, that the U.S. must keep its major Navy forces in Asia-Pacific region. Simultaneously, it is necessary to maintain our army in Japan and South Korea. According to Nye, the U.S. bases in Asia are needed for America's regional security. Moreover, Nye strongly affirmed that U.S. Marines in Okinawa and the U.S. 7th Fleet in Yokosuka are crucial. In American opinion, the U.S. bases in Okinawa, which played a material role in Afghanistan war, remain significant as America's foreign policy turns to Asia. The suffering of the students of Okinawa, concerns for our own security. While Washington puts an emphasis on the importance of the bases in Okinawa, the majority of the Okinawa students are strongly opposed to their presence. Here are the statistics of negative incidents involving the U.S. bases. From 1972, the year in which Okinawa was returned to Japan by America, to 2010, there have been 1,545 incidents and accidents related to the bases. 5,705 American military personnel have been arrested and brought to court for criminal offenses. According to these statistics, a criminal offense by the military personnel occurs roughly every 2.5 days. You may think, oh, those were all in the post-war era. However, particularly bad accidents have been on an upswing in the past 10 years. Did you know that military officers are under a strict curfew system due to the number of rapes of Japanese women and girls that have occurred in the past 10 years? As recently as November 2, 2012, a drunk soldier at the U.S. Kadena Air Base broke this curfew. He forcefully broke into a private residence and beat and injured a sleepy middle school student. As a result, the local students organized an urgent protest in which 900 people joined together to show their opposition of the U.S. military bases. In addition, on August 13, 2004, a helicopter belonging to the U.S. Marine Corps Air Station Futenma crashed into the campus of Okinawa International University. Although no student or faculty were injured, the crash cut telephone and internet lines and seriously damaged university property. It is because of these accidents that there are daily protests by Okinawans against the presence of U.S. bases. However, how much does the average American university student know about the situation of Okinawan people? We have conducted a questionnaire survey of 303 American university students regarding the military bases in Okinawa. Currently, 6 members of our seminar are studying in universities across the United States. We asked them to send out our questionnaire about the U.S. bases in Okinawa to the students of their universities. Only 34% of American students answered that they knew that there are U.S. bases in Okinawa. 66% of the students did not know about their existence. Furthermore, when asked to write freely about their opinion on the bases in Okinawa, we received responses such as, because Japan is weak-kneed, the bases are necessary to pressure surrounding countries, and the bases in Okinawa are necessary for the safety of Japan. The results suggest that few students in America know of the presence of U.S. bases in Okinawa, and even those who do know seem to think the bases are essential to ensure the national security of the U.S. and Japan. According to the results of our survey and extensive research, we can see that many Americans support the military bases because they believe in that they sustain the peace in the Asia-Pacific region. While the majority of Okinawa students are unable to enjoy peaceful and safe life, this may seem like a small price to pay for Americans. When it is not your own universities that are ruined by helicopters and not your friends that are in fear of being raped, it is easy to say, can this relationship between Japan and America really be considered peaceful and sustainable?
Chapter 3 Human Peace Hominis Dignitati. The current Okinawan situation is not peaceful at all. We realize that there is a difference between our idea of peace and the way peace is defined by the American government. The U.S. government has a base-relying peace and policy, whereas the peace we imagine is a base-free peace. The question is, then, what is the difference between these two concepts of peace? The focus of base-reliant peace is national security, which is achieved by military power by means of threat. America uses the presence of the bases to deter other countries from attacking, and in doing so maintains peace. Do you think this is peaceful? We believe in a base-free definition of peace. In a base-free peace, security is focused on the safety assurance for individuals or human security. As described in the book, 初めて出会う平和学 Peace Studies for Beginners, security is guaranteed by a society in which human rights are protected and justice is fulfilled. The base-free peace is based on the idea of human security, which emphasizes human relationships and discussion rather than military power. We wish for this type of peace in Okinawa. It is clear that the U.S. government considers securing the nation the same as securing the people, that human security can be achieved by using forces and bases. However, many Okinawans live in a situation that is far from peaceful. They were forced to sacrifice their peaceful lives because of the bases. As base-related issues and violence against citizens by American soldiers increase, anti-base demonstrations also increase. Because some citizens are living unpeaceful lives, we argue that a base-reliant peace is not peace after all. It can be argued that the presence of the bases deter attack from other countries, but this will not lead to the sustainable peace. Japan has indeed been protected since the end of World War II. Yet, on the other hand, because of the bases, the Okinawans have been suffering. It can also be argued that many Okinawans' livelihoods depend on the bases, and their removal will negatively impact some Okinawans' lives. But when there have been no base around, Okinawan people were better off. Thus, if we bring back the old economy style, people in Okinawa will no longer have to endure the fear and live a peaceful life. After observing every angle, we have come to the conclusion that there is one way of defining peace. That is, the sustainable situation in which people have no fear of being threatened and live in peace. To make it happen, we say the bases must be eliminated. However, an immediate change is quite unrealistic. Hence, we focused on what we, the Fujimoto seminar members, can do right now.
The result of the questionnaire showed us the fact that most of American young people don't understand the situation in Okinawa. America is one of the strongest countries in the international arena. Is it not problematic if a world power is not interested in the problems its own military bases create? In order to change this situation, American youth must recognize these problems and they must know what negative effects the bases can have on the countries where they are placed. As the first step, we decided to bring this presentation to American young people, and we chose YouTube as our tool. YouTube is effective to share our opinion with Americans and the world because everyone can access to it easily and many American young people use it. Lastly, we wish our idea, 人を守る平和, a peace that protects the people, to expand among many American young people through this presentation. Thank you.